Hello everybody, welcome to the Bessemer and Lake Erie and HO scale. I'm Ray Brown and this is a layout update for January 3rd, 2023. First one of the year. Hope everybody had good holidays and good new year. And we are looking at track complete into, this will be about Girard Township. So I think where I've got all these buildings just sitting here, will be a scene at Coal Spring Road, which is just south of Girard, and Main Street Girard will be in that flat section over there, and that Mark station will be probably about where I actually put the Girard station. So let's go ahead and come up the Girard branch here a little bit on the subdeck, and across the bridge that I finally got put in place. So this bridge, I built out of balsa. I made jigs for it, designed it all in SolidWorks, and made the jigs on a 3-axis vertical mill, including an assembly jig to build it on the 30-inch radius. I built this, I don't know, probably close to 15 years ago. I was really excited to get it built back into this layout and trying to figure out where it would fit in this layout, and you know, where it would be single track, where I could have a ravine, and the trestle over Elk Creek on the Girard branch just made so much sense, even though it's really not at all prototypical. I really like this bridge. So you can see I've got space down here where Elk Creek is going to be, and here in northwest Pennsylvania we have a lot of shale limestone cliffs. So that's going to be kind of along the left, a little bit of a sheer cliff with the very horizontal thin rock lines, which is typical along creeks here. And this will be Locust Lane, is a road that does actually go under the bridge at Elk Creek, or at least it comes up to it, and it's a little bit of a trail under the bridge. And I'll get this all smoothed out here, but the bridge is in place and working for now. You can see the train there in the background working its way up the helix. I think I'm going to limit the trains on the Girard branch to about 25 scale miles an hour, which I'm under that pretty good right now. I'm only about, let's see, it's only about 15 scale miles an hour right now. I did do some speed matching to this locomotive. This locomotive is a Broadway Limited. It came with a Paragon 3 decoder. I did just upgrade it to a Paragon 4 decoder just because I had a spare one from another project I was doing. I was having a lot of problems with this engine, and shout out to Brad White in my NMRA Division 12 group. I was fighting with this thing like crazy, and I was convinced that it was a problem with the engine, and took it over to his lab. It ran fine, and he schooled me a little bit about the ins and outs of the Digitrack system, and I went in and cleared the slots on my Digitrack system, and it's been behaving much better since we did that. So knock on wood, hopefully that was the end of my big issues with this engine. I probably will put TCS in it eventually, but I'd rather not do that just yet. So when the fascia is on the layout here, train will be hidden until it comes out right around this little bit of a bend. So that'll be behind the fascia right there. I might cut a couple little access windows or something, but that'll all be hidden and then popping out here. We'll follow this train up through CE as long as we're this far. Really like this engine. I've got two of these Broadway 280s. Got this one weathered. I need to weather the other one yet. But they run really well. They pull amazingly well, especially for an engine of this size. I have not found a limit of what this engine will pull, actually. I will tell you that this short train up this 2% grade was a joke for this engine. Alright, coming into CE at Albion. We'll cross over here, hopefully. I have the switches thrown right. And the 518 is waiting. And hopefully this will be kind of typical of what operations will be like here in the layout once we get into operating. Alright, let's go ahead and stop that train for now. Another project I did was, this was my last F unit set that didn't have sound in it. I got the Stewart number 450 close coupling conversion kits in there. It was really easy to do. Made them look a little bit better. And I got TCS sound decoder in the B unit with a Tangman speaker, which I did once before in another video. I think it sounds just absolutely amazing. Anyway, that was that project done. So all of my Fs now have some kind of sound in them. We'll have to get my other ABBA set out. That has an iPhone speaker in all 4 units, and kind of do a comparison of that along with the single Tangman speaker in that setup. Other stuff I've gotten done, starting to get the north Bessemer end of the ladder laid out here. I'll start getting some rail on that, hopefully here in the next few weeks. Pretty long project, you want to take your time doing that. And then I think the last thing I'll talk about here is the Allegheny River Bridge. I did get some deck sections designed and printed. So you can kind of imagine that's the top deck section, like that. And that length is the right length to be between one upright. So, I don't know how well that's showing up in the camera, but basically an I-beam on top of an I-beam, which is what that looks like. And I'm working on drawing the vertical sections right now and trying to figure out how I want that to work. It's a little bit of a challenge. My print envelope volume, I can only print about 2 by 4 by 6 inches, so you know I have to fit in that print volume and be something that I can figure out how I'm going to assemble it once I print it all. So not without its challenges. But I'm starting with a span 7, which is the big span, this span here. And I figure if I can figure out how to build span 7, the rest of it should be fairly straightforward. Other than that, not a ton going on in the layout. been running some trains, and really just kind of working in some bugs, you know, especially turnouts, filing points, and getting things smoothed out a little bit better. Had a couple freight car kits that I finished up, built about another dozen ore jennies, and frankly, right now I need to do a good cleanup because boy, the lat room's a mess. But pretty excited getting that bridge in, and kind of as you come in, you come down this main aisle, even though it's on the sub deck. You know, it's kind of featured, and I think it looks really cool right there as you come around the corner. And scenery wise, I'll do the canal bed kind of following this S curve right around, probably all the way back to the helix on the other side. That's a pretty prominent feature on the Girard branch. And then just the lumber I got laying here that'll be my first upper deck section on the long wall for Butler. I'll hopefully get that done here in the next week too. So I kind of poke around back and forth. You know, I'll do a little bit of something while the glue's drying on the road bed over here. I'll go screw some boards together, and while, you know, maybe I don't want to be on the floor anymore, I go solder some rails on turnouts, and I just kind of bounce around to whatever I feel like doing. I don't have a schedule or anything. I do enough of that at work. I will say, let me point out one more thing here before I go. The way I did the track, I took the track off the bridge, and I have a fast track jig for making curved track. And I made a 30-inch radius, which is what I built this bridge to years ago. And so I made a 30-inch radius curve using my fast track jig, and it's a solid rail from somewhere over there all the way around to somewhere over, I don't know, right there. There's one solid curve that I made in that jig. And I wanted to do that so there was just this nice sweeping constant curve through the bridge. So now that that's there, I'll cut the rails at either end and just put it back in with rail joiner so I can take the bridge out for maintenance and continuing the scenery. But I thought it turned out really good because I really got that nice smooth sweeping curve I wanted. Can't say enough good stuff about the Fast Tracks jigs. If you ever thought about getting into making your own track or handling or whatever, they are a great tool. I think it's hard to screw up, honestly, when you have the Fast Tracks jigs. So worth their weight in gold if you plan on building very much at all. All right, that's pretty much it for this update. Hope everybody's doing well out there, and I will catch you all next time.